Wonderhussy here. Today I'm in northern New Mexico, not far from the town of Los Alamos, where they developed the atomic bomb back in the day. But aside from science, there's also a lot of amazing natural beauty out here. I mean, these mountains are frigging unbelievably gorgeous. And there's also a ton of natural hot springs up here. My sister and I are camping in the area and exploring as many hot springs as we can. So right now we're at a hot spring called Spence Hot Springs. I think it's really popular. From what I read online and in the books, it looks absolutely beautiful, and the water is supposed to be piping hot, just the way I like it. But because it's so popular and it's supposed to be spectacularly beautiful, I have a feeling it's gonna be kind of crowded. I mean, it's at the side of a highway that's got some traffic. There's only 2 other cars in the parking lot besides ours, and one of them had a bunch of Bernie Sanders stickers all over it. So I'm guessing the people here might be amenable to nudity, but in the book that I have, the Hot Spring Guidebook, it says that people have been getting fined and ticketed here for being nude. So I brought my bikini just in case. Okay, here's the trailhead to Spence Hot Spring. It's supposed to be a very short but steep trail. I'm gonna try to do the hike in my flip-flops, which shouldn't be an issue if it's a short trail. And then here at the trailhead, you have a signboard with the usual stuff about warning, waters of hot springs contain naturally occurring organisms which are hazardous to your health. Avoid getting water in your nose. Yikes, that's actually no joke. There is a flesh-eating amoeba that lives in water above a certain temperature, and it's not even as hot as you would think. Like Lake Havasu, the entire lake, is warm enough to harbor that amoeba, and people have actually died from getting water from Lake Havasu in their nose. So it's not just a hot spring thing, it's any kind of warm-ish standing water. So you have to be mindful of that, but it's not an issue for me because I don't put my friggin' nose underwater when I'm in a hot spring. I just like to soak and relax with my head well above the water line. And then look here, this is cool. They have a reminder to leave no trace, which is really important at hot springs, to clean up after yourself, because a lot of times hot springs end up getting shut down because of all the garbage and human waste left strewn about. I mean, is it that big a friggin' deal? Pack it in, pack it out. It's that simple. Anyway, let's start the hike down. It looks steep, but there's a stone staircase, so I don't think my flip-flops are going to be an issue. Okay, I came down the stairs and now the trail sort of leveled off. So far it's pretty easy. I don't know what the reviews online were talking about with it being so steep and treacherous. You know, maybe that was just locals trying to scare people away from coming here. You know how sometimes hot spring regulars will do that, like to dissuade other people from coming to their private special little hot spring? They'll go online and write terrible reviews like, place was filthy, water wasn't even warm, there was trash everywhere, and amoebas in it, blah, blah, blah. And they're really just saying that because they don't want their favorite hot spring to get overrun with tourists. I mean, that's a mindset I can kind of understand, frankly, because I've been to some hot springs that were really gross. But I can't really get behind it on the whole because I feel like this world is meant to be shared, right? I mean, look how beautiful this is. I don't want to keep all this to myself. It just seems stingy. But on the other hand, population growth is out of control. People keep squirting out babies by the dozens. So I might have to reconsider my policy. Okay, continuing along the trail. It's still very well trodden, well graded, and even. Very easy trail, even when you're wearing flip-flops. And I just passed a couple hiking out. So that means there's one less group of people down here, but they kind of look like hippies. So I kind of think they might have been the Bernie Sanders car, which leaves me back at square one, facing an unknown quantity. Will these people be nude friendly or no? I mean, this trail is so easy. I can't imagine what the people were talking about when they said this was steep and treacherous to get down here. I mean, on the way up, every time you get to a switchback, there's even these little resting benches. So, I mean, I'm assuming that hiking back up out of this gorge is going to be a bit more strenuous, and if I need to take a break, it's nice to know there's a place I can sit. But realistically, the grade hasn't been that steep, so I don't know. Wow, this trail is friggin' beautiful. It's like something out of a fairy tale. And then the rushing water going by in the trees here. I don't know if you can see that, but it's almost the color of chocolate. Like in Willy Wonka, remember back in the day, they go to the chocolate factory and there's that river made out of chocolate. And then Augustus Gloop, the greedy fat kid, jumps in to drink it and ends up getting sucked up into that tube. Okay, on the other side of that bridge, it gets a little bit hairier. We're kind of climbing up a wet, rocky path. And we did just have to climb up this stone staircase, but it's still very doable. Oh look, we must be getting close. I can smell paradise. Or maybe it's just this sodden, stinking diaper someone left behind. Gross, what is wrong with people? Well, here's the hot spring. We got one pool up here, and then it flows down through those rocks to a second pool at the bottom. And it looks like there used to be a third pool up top. I mean, you can kind of see here where there's all this weird, like, cemented stuff or clay that looks like some people had built it up as a retaining wall to keep a third pool up here. Because according to the guidebook, it was a series of pools, one up here, and then that probably flowed down to this one, and then below it to that bottom one. Down here at the bottom pool, you can see where this beautiful waterfall falls in from the middle pool, or what's now the top pool. I guess there must have been some kind of flash flood or something that came through and tore out that upper pool. And then my sister was saying she was reading online that people were complaining that these springs aren't as hot as they used to be. I mean, it's not even really tepid. It's frankly kind of chilly. I don't even know if I want to take my clothes off, let alone my bikini. Dang it, I was just getting undressed to take a nice nude soak, even though it's only tepid, because I figure I'm at least here, why not? But my sister said she just saw some people heading up the trail, and I just read in the book that people were ticketed for being naked up here, so I better put my clothes on pronto. Boo! Unfortunately, I'm going to have to give Spence Hot Springs thumbs down. I mean, it's a beautiful hot spring, but it's too many people here. A bunch of people just rolled in with kids, and it's not warm enough. And if I have to worry about getting a ticket for being as God made me, then I am not interested. Beautiful place, though.